go everywhere to preach the gospel, but I don't have the qualification of God's people. I'm just a little farm boy with all these here critters. Lord, it is precisely 3:95 in the p.m. Please show me your will. People, people, people. That's all I ever hear. God using people. You're a donkey. Why is he talking? Of course I'm talking to you, boy. I'm the answer to your prayers. Before I tell you what the Lord wants me to talk to you about, I'm going to talk to you about animals doing God's will. That's right. Animals have been everywhere in the ministry, everywhere in the Bible, and everywhere in your nasty little farm. That's right. Now, we're going to start with numero uno. Me, of course. That's right. That's because I'm independent too. The what? I don't know what they use. The Torah, the law, the Old Testament, the beginning of the Bible, boy. Now, like I was saying,
Hey, move it, you mule. My story had more action in it. That's right. My name is Bear Bowl. Now, one day, prophet of God, Elisha, he was walking on the street with some punks. They started calling him in. They started calling him bald. So the Lord asked me to take care of him. I got 24, and my friend, Apollo Bear, he got 24. Gotta say, that was one of the best meals we ever had. Then I told them, Elisha! Yo, Elisha, I love you, man! That just goes to show that God used bears everywhere in the ministry. But I gotta go train in case I'm called to duty.
That's right. You played around. Get out of here. Alright, like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, if it wasn't for me, Balaam the prophet would have been assassinated right before my eyes, but why are you screaming? Snakes are cool. Most people associate snakes with evil. But that was only true with the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Think about this. Whenever God wanted to show the Israelites that Moses had divine authority, what did he give him? Me, of course. Woody the snake. Well, I was a stick at the time, but God turned me into a snake so I could tell two Egyptian serpents who was their boss. See, that just comes to show that God used snakes everywhere in the ministry. See you later. I wasn't scared. Alright, like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. See, God let me talk to Balaam like I was talking to you right now, except the Bible only shows the G-rated version of what I told that fool. Do you smell fish sticks? Hola, my name is Fernando the Big Fish. One day, while I was eating a low-fat healthy meal, the Lord asked me to swallow a dirty, disobedient man. And for 3 days, my friends, uno, dos, tres, I had nothing but nausea, heartburn, indigestion, up to the stomach. And that was everywhere. Finally, the Lord in His mercy allowed me to vomit up the man so he could carry on as well. And that just comes to show that God has used fish everywhere in the ministry. Adios, amigos. Oh, well, I'll smell you later. Alright, now that we're done talking about all those other animals, time to talk about the greatest living species on the whole planet. Donkeys, that's right. In some cultures, donkeys are referred to as the wisest of creatures, especially us talking ones. Now, let me give you some examples from the Bible. You see, part of a donkey helps a man with some hair kill some Philistines. Us donkeys carry the Savior of the world. Us donkeys carry the mama of the Savior of the world. Us donkeys carry prophets who prophesied about the Savior of the world. That's going to show God with donkeys everywhere in the ministry. So you get my point, boy? Yeah, I got your point. Donkeys are the greatest. That is a pretty good point. But the point I was trying to make was that if God can use animals like us, He can definitely use you to go with